Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really. Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
You mean shenanigans? Oh! You're talking about shenanigans, right?
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Why'd you say that?
Oh shit. Oh. It's magic. No
You
shit.
know.
It's Merry Christmas to the hoes.
The
Ho,
ho
ho,
ho.
ho, ho.
Welcome to
A punk ass
and Random Hero
cheeky
Christmas
shenanigans. My name is Punk Ass, aka Nick.
My name is Random Hero, also known as Jesse.
And why is your name Random Hero? Because you go randomly with your sexuality. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
This is our special episode. It's not a season 3 starter. It's not a season 2 ender again. It's just a
This is
whatever.
just an in-betweener episode to celebrate the season while we,
I said in-betweener.
in-betweener.
In-betweener. Like in-betweener legs. Is not what you expected.
No, maybe it's just because it's been a while.
It's been a while. I'm just in that singing mood, you know. I got the Christmas spirit in me. It came behind me, pumped whatever spirit had in my butt. No, it's just with me. It's like
Santa's eggnog.
it's like feeling Christ inside you, you know? You're just like the fallen angel.
What, like that guy behind the KFC in Everett?
Would you like some fries with that?
You put the Christmas season into me.
What kind of sauce is this? Saucy sauce?
That's eggnog, motherfucker.
Ooh, I don't like eggnog.
Me either.
You don't?
No.
Yeah. Do you like hard-boiled eggs? I don't like that either. I don't like the texture.
Occasionally.
Like when there's like deviled eggs, I just eat the yolk part and that's it. I don't eat the white part. Not to sound racist, but I don't like eating my own
For
kind.
the first time on this show, Nick didn't want to sound racist.
Not to sound racist, but I don't like eating white people eggs. Okay. But I'll eat collard greens all day, no problem.
Really?
With some watermelon.
So now
fried chicken.
We've asked about Thanksgiving food before. Do you have any special Christmas foods?
Nah, because I feel like Christmas and Thanksgiving is the same deal. I mean, Christmas you're supposed to have a ham.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving you're supposed to have a turkey. I feel like that's racist in its own kind. Why can't you just have a fucking chicken or, you know, or prime rib?
Are you going to have a ham on Christmas?
Or fucking, why don't you just fry up some Spam? Serve that shit up.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I bet fucking, little fucking Timmy that has a little can, he would love some Spam, you know, because he's poor and homeless. He'd take anything.
He wouldn't even want to ask what it was made out of, you know?
Fucking Scrooge would be like, no, you get this piece of shit trash.
No, he'd be like, no, you can only eat this delicious Thanksgiving turkey. And they're like, no, I'm good with the Spam. Please, sir, can I have some more Spam?
What's the famous saying in that play? Well, what does he say? I don't even know.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
All you brothers can deny. Could that take
That's from that play, right?
No, I'm talking. I don't even know if Little Timmy is named.
Actually, it is.
Is it Little Timmy? Little Tim?
Yeah, I believe so. Little Tim.
I think it's like, Merry Christmas, everyone. And then Jiminy Cricket comes in.
I don't think Jiminy Cricket was in A Christmas Carol.
Well, maybe My Christmas Carol.
You know what's funny? I saw this, I think today on the internet, and it said, it was spoofing A Christmas Carol, and it was like, this play is all about teaching people that you have to shame the rich into being generous.
Yeah, pretty much. The rich feel guilty and then they like have to be nice because then they don't want to feel like shit. Like,
yeah.
Like the Toys for Tots, they just go buy the cheapest fucking shit they can find and throw it in that box. They don't really care about the kids and the quality of the shit that they buy. They just want to feel like they did something. So they'll go to the dollar store and buy like that little silly putty egg and just buy like 20 of those. So that's like $20. And they're like, oh, look, I did something. Yeah. fucking society these days.
You know, there's another point that could be made here, and this might make me sound like a douchebag, but
Well, that's nice.
whoever said that the rich were obligated to do stuff like that for poor people?
Technically, they shouldn't have to. I don't know. It's probably those Democrats, you know what I mean? They probably put the pressure on those.
This coming from a fake conservative.
No, I'm a libtard. Okay, get it right.
That's what a liberal is, you idiot.
What do you mean? So liberal and fucking conservative is the same thing?
No, a libtard is a liberal, but you are not a liberal.
Yeah. So
you'd be a conservative.
I'm really nothing. I'm a fucking.
You're
I believe in science. Okay, that's what I do.
Okay, give me a science fact right now.
Darwin once said, if you want to know the real fucking beginning of how humans came, he said to go into a lake and praise to the water giants, the Loch Ness Monster. And you have to fucking sacrifice your blood for 2 days. And then you'll be dead, and then you'll know what happens.
Wow, Darwin sounds like an asshole.
I don't know what Tom Cruise is thinking.
I grew up in such a conservative religious house that saying the name Darwin was effectively the same as
like
saying the devil.
It's like saying Antichrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you really read what he's saying, like, he doesn't even address whether or not God could have had any part of that. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say this. There's a lot of people who think that to believe in evolution means you are not able to also believe in God. I want to settle this right now. Now, I'm not saying you have to believe in God or whatever else, but here's the thing: if a God made everything, why wouldn't he choose to make it through evolution? Like, just because it didn't happen in 7 days the way the Bible said, doesn't mean that all of these crazy chances that have come together to make evolution work on Earth couldn't be the result of some kind of a intelligent design.
You know, I've been watching a lot of the ancient alien shit lately.
Yeah.
There's been like so many different generations throughout the hundreds of years and centuries of like people fucking praising different gods, and it's just, how many gods are there? Which one is the right one? How is ours the one out of everybody in the whole world, and all these other gods are just like full of shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the only right answer to that is whoever's God is believed in by the strongest army, basically.
So the Nazis.
No.
Oh.
They got beat.
They did.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard Hitler was an occultist, though.
I heard Hitler had sex with Marilyn Monroe.
I don't think that's accurate. I think she would have not been born or just been born when Hitler was doing his thing.
Maybe I was thinking of Ronald Reagan's wife, Nancy Reagan. That's it. Oh, dude, I'm way off.
But let's get back to you giving us a science fact.
Well, no, I just wanted, what would happen since you were raised in such a conservative,
yes,
churchy lifestyle?
Yes.
That your mom walked right into your bedroom and saw a Marilyn Manson poster on your wall. Would your ass get beaten by a belt?
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, I never had one of his posters because to her, like, he was the Antichrist. He literally called himself that, an Antichrist superstar. Yeah.
He went on so many talk shows. He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he didn't care. And as an adult, I see the pure genius of it because he got popular because he was controversial. He's a pretty good musician and he's got a great voice. But the thing that made him special was that he was like, I'm the devil. I'm the Antichrist. I'm weird. I'm something that you want to warn your kids about. And then what do kids do? They immediately want to check that thing out.
He even took his own ribs out to suck his own dick. Remember that?
I remember that.
Remember that?
But I never had a poster for him or anything. What I did do was there was 2 different occasions where I messed up in a big way. And once was having magic cards.
Yeah,
my dad had bought me a box for my birthday, like when I was in 6th grade or something, and she found them and she made me burn them, and was like telling me like, "Oh, God would be so disappointed if you had those. You need to you need to burn them so that you can show him that you're still a good person and all this. So I did it. And then a couple years later, she found a copy of Killer Instinct on like Super Nintendo or whatever in my room.
Good game.
Yeah. Again, like Christmas present, immediately in the garbage.
You know what I would have done?
What?
I would have taken one magic card, and I would have went up. If I'm pretending like I'm you, be like, Mom, see this card? I'm gonna say these words, and you're gonna be gone. You throw the card at her and be like, be gone.
You know, it would have been a good time for me to actually learn how to do magic tricks when I was discovered with those, so that I could be like, no, Mom, I'm actually a wizard. Look, was this your card?
I always wanted to get those pack of cards when you were a kid, where it's like just regular cards, but it has nudie girls on them.
Oh yeah,
You get like that Ace of Spades, dude. A fucking dime piece of
all
Ace
your
of
cards
Spades.
would be stuck together.
I know. Be like, go fish. I have all the cards. If you get them stuck together, it counts as one.
Well, I just won at poker because I had three of a kinds.
I recently got referred to this one podcast. Can't tell you the name because I forgot. But it's the most weirdest podcast.
This is the worst setup of all time.
No, but it's a weird podcast where this guy, he goes through and talks about like the weirdest shit, or like murders and aliens and just all the like Bigfoot stuff. So I listened to one that was called the Toy Box Killer. And there's this guy and this girl, and they go out and they kidnap a girl, right? And they took like all their money that they had, like they estimated like $30,000 to turn like this trailer into this like unbreakable, you can't escape type fucking room. And it's like a sex dungeon type deal. So anyways, he was reading the transcripts. When the girl gets kidnapped, she like wakes up and she can't like see anything 'cause she's blindfolded. But he records a tape and he tells exactly what he's going to do to them, right? And it gives a description of what, like, not to do. Don't fucking say this or we'll kill you. And yada, yada, yada. You're going to feel pain, but we won't leave you marks. And then we might get tired of you in a week or 3 months. We don't know. But all I'm saying is know the rules. And if you follow the rules, then we won't kill you. I'm like, fuck, man. But what if the tables were turned and two hot girls kidnap a guy and do the same thing? Would it be the same situation?
Well,
Like, maybe give me some nipple clamps to see how it goes. But the fucked up part is, it is fucked up because I guess they did kill some girls, and they drug them with some types of drugs, so they like feel like dazed and confused, and they don't remember where they were or who it was, and they just like woke up on the side of the street like, I don't know what happened. Pretty
it
fucked
sounds
up.
like every time I've hung out with you for an evening.
You know, you wait. Well, I don't know what happened.
Why does my ass hurt?
What is the sticky stuff on my leg?
Well, to answer your question, morally, it's equally as bad if two hot girls do it to some guy. Morally and ethically, still as bad.
Like, would you feel bad for the guy?
Here's the thing. If the guy, like, I could understand there being circumstances where a guy woke up and that was put on his plate and he was just like, cool, I wasn't doing shit anyway. You know, like, there would be some guys who would be okay with it. And even though it would be morally wrong, then I wouldn't feel bad. But if there's some guy who's got a girlfriend he's really into, or a wife, or just doesn't want to have sex with him and he's being forced to, it's still just as bad.
Yeah, it's true. Do you ever feel bad for, like, it's a weird, I don't know, like stigma? I think the word stigma, right?
Yeah.
If anything happens to like a young girl or just a girl in general, it's like fucked up. Like, it's wrong.
Right,
But
as it should be.
Right, exactly. But I never feel bad when there's like a hot school teacher having sex with, like, we'll say, I don't know, like a freshman or 10th grade fucking student. And all the guys are like, oh, well, he's fucking lucky. Why is she going to jail? Like, do you see my point?
I see your point. However, that's just because...
Like, that'd be like, high five, bro. You know?
Yeah.
That's like every kid fucking fantasy dream when they're growing up.
And if it happens to a guy who's into it, then, I mean, it's still, it's morally wrong. I wouldn't necessarily feel bad for the guy.
That's what I mean. If he's into it, not like rapey vibe.
But the thing is, it's still wrong, and it's because of the age. Now, it's not the age difference, you know? If you're an adult, you can sleep with someone 20 years older than you, and it's like, whatever, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But when you're like a 14-year-old kid or 15. These are adults talking to teenagers and talking them into sex. Now, whether you're a guy or you're a girl who's an adult, as you hear that in whatever role, like if it's the male teacher talking to the girl student or the lady teacher talking to the male student, you got to imagine yourself like talking to someone that young that way. And then you really start to feel why it's gross. And it's because you know that you're developed, you know that you have experiences and flaws and things you've seen that would inform your decision when agreeing to have sex with somebody. But this is a young person who hasn't been through all that stuff, who is kind of just accepting things you tell them and all that.
My point is you're going the depressing route. What I'm trying to say is just what if it was like your like 16-year-old nephew? Would you be like high five or be like, bro, what are you doing?
At first I'd be like, is she hot? Did you like it? Then I'd be like, okay, probably no harm, no foul. But I would still look at the lady, because if I had a nephew who did that, his teacher would probably be about my age now.
Well, there's sometimes
10 years.
there's like those hot like 25-year-old. You know,
sure,
like,
but she could be hot at any age, but like
yeah.
in general, as a teacher, you're going to be within 10 years of my age, most likely, probably over half the time. So I would look at that person and be like, "You're a kid fucker," you know?
Yeah, and then like if it's situations turn and it's like a girl and then like a guy teacher, then like that guy teacher should be like burned. It's just weird how the sexual, gender can just flip right in. You know what I mean?
I think this plays a big part of that, because if you look at a fully developed male man who's most likely at least somewhat fit to be in a situation like this, there's also the possibility that this was a physically forced thing. Whereas when it's a adult woman, even a 14 or 15-year-old adolescent boy might still be able to overpower her, and probably could.
Well, yeah, but maybe the boy's giving like the hints, like sliding some notes, being like,
right. But what I'm saying is, you know that in that situation, that boy could probably escape at any point if he wanted to.
Right, yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Because there's a reasonable doubt that that's possible when it's a adult male and a young girl. But if if I was a 15-year-old kid, I don't think I had a lady teacher who could have overpowered me at that time, And if I did, I'd probably feel pretty raped if that went down, There's an aspect of the physical harm that goes along with it, or what it would take, what kind of person it would take to physically have to dominate someone and rape them.
Mama, she told me it was her fun button. I hit her fun button. She told me to push her fun button.
We're not making fun of rape at all. We're definitely not.
No, I'm making fun of Jesse trying to be like,
yeah.
She made me touch the fun button, Mom. I don't know what that means, Mama. The fun button. The man in the boat went into the river.
We've heard about your first time having sex.
Boom.
What about your first time just like doing something sexual, like
by
not
myself?
Not just making out or no with a girl, but like maybe like the first time you got a hand job or something.
Ooh, dude, the first time I got my hand job, it was with my girlfriend at the time, in middle school in Arizona. She came over with her cousin, I think, right? They were just hanging out with me, and then my brother-in-law had to drive them back. So he had like one of those trucks where it's just like the front seat. There's no back, truck bed and a canopy. So all three of us got in the canopy, right? I don't know how I did it, but I was like, come on, just give me a little sign. So she did, and then she pulled my dick out. For some reason, that's hard for me to say.
It's probably hard for her to say, too.
And then she was just stroking it, like, dry-handed. And then I think her cousin was, like, watching. I think she could see, right? Because we're all three in there.
Her female cousin?
Yeah, her female cousin.
Getting an eyeful of that.
It wasn't really that, like, enjoyable because it was just... And then I remember her, like, telling me as I'm laying there, she was like, don't make me regret this. I'm like, I won't. I love you.
And she definitely regrets it. Especially if she ever hears
Here's the fucked up part. And then I like moved back to Washington and we tried doing that long distance relationship like every stupid teenagers try to fucking do. Apparently, she's a hoe bag. And then
She gave you a handy in front of her cousin. Of course she's home.
And then being up here and going to school, I remember I made out with some chick, right? Because,
So you cheated.
Well, I think we both did. But anyways.
That makes it right?
No, it doesn't make it right. But I'm saying it's just stupid on doing long distance relationships when you're 14 and learning how to do sexual things.
For the record, I think it's still stupid to do them as an adult. After my experiences with him. Yeah.
What?
Long distance relationship.
Oh, yeah, totally. So anyways, I make out with this girl. My fucking friend at the time, right? This is when you had to fucking, use real fucking phones, no cell phones. And then he gets on the other phone. And then he, started joking, like, oh, yeah, Nick made out with this chick. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then, we broke up after that. That's how good of friends I was around with,
That's not really the kind of friends you have now because you don't really have any.
Well, I have you. That's all I need. You're like a big, cuddly teddy bear.
I'm not enough.
Instead of Nubs, I'm going to call you Stubbs.
Why would you call me Nubs?
Because you're a little wee-wee.
But you've never seen.
I know.
Drinking your
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Been having arguments about this. Okay? Now, would you consider this, could you survive off this instead of drinking water? Because technically
Probably.
This is water. There's nothing else in it. It's just carbonation and a hint of lime. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that you probably could.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
What's the debate?
The debate is it's still bad for you because regular water doesn't have carbonation. And sometimes regular water has fluoride or whatever else minerals in it to fucking feed your body what you need instead of drinking this carbonation stuff.
Yeah, but then people immediately filter all that out in their Britas and drink bottled water anyway. I don't really think that we view our water as a vital source of minerals anymore these days. I mean, you could definitely survive on that just by adding a supplement.
I haven't had regular soda in months. Even when I go to a restaurant, I don't get soda. Now when I try to drink it, all I feel like I'm just drinking pure syrup and I get grossed out now. So actually this is kind of help me.
So do you actually enjoy the flavor of it?
I do now because right when you take a first sip, it's refreshing, you just had a nice cold Coca-Cola. It's weird. Yeah.
That key lime flavor is actually pretty good.
It is good. Yeah. The lemon's pretty good.
I've had some flavors of that were just pointless and gross.
What, passion fruit?
I don't know. It had been a couple years, and honestly, I've given people a lot of shit for those, but I've tried one at work a couple times, and it's really not that bad. And I'm trying to move that direction because I've been really trying to be better about what I eat and being active. And dude, I've lost 10 or 11 pounds in the last week from how much I've been working.
Well, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? Just don't eat for 10 days and do the fast, juice drink stuff. It'd probably be kind of tough. But I'm sure
that would be tough.
Probably work, though. Probably weird.
No,
you probably come out looking all fucking buff. Like Iron Man behind you.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I got to do because I'm just terrible at keeping girls' attention.
Well, you know what you should do?
Go for it.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
And then laugh.
But I just wanted to... Did you have your notes in there? Do you have anything you want to say? Because I want to talk about at what point in your life, since it's December... It's the Christ month, and it's Santa month, and it's Kwanzaa month, and it's Jewish month. A lot of religions in the same month celebrate December, okay? But at one point, did you stop believing in Santa Claus?
I don't know that I ever did because, again, my mom was so religious that even Santa and his magical powers was bad.
Jesus gave you presents under the tree?
No, we were poor. We didn't really have to worry about who gave us presents.
I know, dude. At one point in my life, right, just me, because all my siblings fucking are old and moved out.
Yeah.
We lived in one of those 10-foot trailers, you know what I mean? And then my parents put the tree on top of the the small table that like comes down. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
all of my presents were under there. Where the fuck did Santa come?
No, we lived in a mobile. It wasn't quite that small, but when my folks divorced at like age 5 or whatever I was, my dad moved out and my mom kept the mobile home and the property that they had bought. And so like we never had a chimney, so that would always be the question. But I think that's kind of, I think I pieced it together kind of early, because like it's not that my mom could never get us presents. Like in fact, a couple times she really came through. Like when I was in 6th grade and Chrono Trigger was coming out that year on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I really had no expectation she'd be able to get it for me, but it was definitely on my Christmas list. It was my only present, but she did get it for me. And thinking back, like that was huge, you know? So like she definitely came through, and I think that I was better off never having believing in him, because it made me appreciate where I got stuff from right from the beginning, you know?
You got it from little me mama.
Little me mama.
Mama, got me a present.
Going to see her tomorrow.
Yes, you are. You're going
Arizona.
to AZ.
Yeah, with the GF.
A to the Z. You're going down to motherfucking Mesa Town.
Yeah.
Or
Going to Phoenix.
well, Phoenix, Mesa, Chandler,